So what we have in society right now, it's what, April 20, 2000 to 2026. What we have in our world right now, where will we have a world, divided between, on one side you have all this thing with the AI, which kind of still tries or still has the attempt, to take over society, and, Agenda 2030, and, the Internet of Things, and everything being infused with this intelligence, the artificial intelligence. Then you have the attempts, to convert humans into, biorobots, by merging with the machine and so on. Then on the other hand, you have all these conflicts, in the world. With now you have the Iran war, and all these geopolitical conflicts, and the lack of resources, and of course everything, absolutely everything, by the way, in the geopolitical arena right now, in my opinion, let's not say absolutely everything, but I would say mostly everything is engineered. Everything, the conflicts are engineered just to create more and more pressure, just to create more and more scarcity of resources, just to just to put everybody in fear more and more, to not know what they are going to eat tomorrow, to not know how they are going to survive tomorrow. So everything in the geopolitical arena, let's say, theater, is just created, is just deliberately created to engineer this pressure, to put more and more pressure, to increase the pressure of survival. Of course, pressure, you create pressure when you want to then coerce people into a certain direction. So they have a certain direction that they want to corral, and coerce society towards, and thus they have to create pressure. They have to create a pressure right now. Everything is just a strategy, everything is engineered. We've kind of understood how these psychopathic minds, and the psychopathic mind that rules over this world works. It always works through abuse, it always works through fear, and then, falsely boasting about qualities it never possesses. And that's what they do. They always try to get things done through abuse, through fear, through coercion, or on the other hand, through seduction and temptation, with false and what's the word, like very denatured and impure and dehumanizing gifts of sorts. So it's just like false temptation and seduction with the most downgrading and degrading things, tempting you to literally act inhumane, immoral, just to gain what, a piece of bread, or it's just some leftover coins that they give you, or money or whatnot, or if that, seduction, luring, and temptation doesn't work, then the other side of the same coercion, of the same coercive methods, is to scare you and abuse you into submission. Of course, this is the split, the dual, let's say, type of action of this psychopathic mind, which, even though it appears like an angel on one side, offering you all these gifts and all these, seductive pleasures, apparent benefits, apparent, glories and gains, it's just like offering you a rotten corpse. But you don't see it at first how rotten it is, because it's just lying, using all these words to cover and make the rotten, gifts, and these downgrading gifts look so glorious at first, so beautiful at first. Yeah, just merge with the AI. We will all live forever in these exceptionally healthy bodies. We will have immortality. You will never suffer again from a disease, from a thing. Just take this bio implant of sorts, just unite with the machine, and the machine will handle everything for you from that moment on. It's gonna make you 10 times better, 100 times better. You'll have superpowers, you'll have telepathy, you'll have healing abilities, everything you'll have granted by this holy machine. So the impure gift, right? The impure gifting you apparently with immortality and all this healing, apparent healing, and boosting your mental capacities maybe, and all of this stuff, but taking absolutely almost any trace of sovereignty, any trace of autonomy, any trace of individual spirited nature. Just let the machine do the healing, let the machine do the thinking, let the machine heal you, let the machine make you better. Everything has to go through this third party, this middleman, this gatekeeper. Yeah, we are going to, we are gatekeeping you from your health, we are gatekeeping you from your eternal life. We are calling it immortality. uh, uh, we are gatekeeping you from your true literal genius intellect. Yeah, we are gonna boost your mind. It's gonna happen through us. Yeah, you're gonna have all those things which you know they are natural, and you should have healing abilities, you should have eternal life, you should have exceptionally clear mind and genius intellect and ability to think in ways unimaginable to our downgraded mind right now. You should have, let's say, the ability to communicate with other beings through your internal heart. They call it telepathy or whatnot. You should have all these natural abilities which belong to you, but now, instead of just allowing you to access your natural abilities which are already belonging to you, we are just gonna act like this middleman. Yeah, you're gonna have access to your abilities, but through us. Because we stripped you previously of your abilities, and now you can only gain them back if you put this implant in yourself and merge with our machine, God, the holy machine. How about that? Isn't that a great deal? Aren't you happy for all these benefits that we are giving to you? It's nothing more than your own abilities, which you already have naturally. But again, we've stripped you away from them. We've made you forget them. We've made you unable to access them. So now when we pose as, the saviors, the light bearers, the gift bearers, the saviors. Here it is. We are here to save you from the misery that we created for you previously, but you don't know that because we've wiped your mind. So now we can just pose as the saviors, although we were the felons, the abusers that actually brought you to this miserable condition. But hey, yeah, we can play this game for eternity, this good cop, bad cop game. We can play it for eternity. You'll never know. You'll never figure it out. So now, check this out. Immortality, gifts, here it is. Machine, a singular implant, can grant you access to all these things that you already know they are natural. And you long for them so much without knowing what you're longing for. So, do you want to join? Do you want to merge with this golden prize of sorts? Become immortal, become immune to any disease, or, able to cure any disease. And don't you want that for your children? Let's give them an implant. Don't you want that for your friends or for your pets? Or Just let's put implants in everybody. Let's make everybody so great, so filled with health and exceptionally, knowledgeable. Yeah, we'll give you access to all the information of humanity. You'll be able to think like the AI thinks, make connections immediately in your mind, have access to all the bank of information. You'll have tens of thousands of Wikipedias in your head, accessible at the most, with only a thought, you can access all this AI knowledge. You'll know everything the AI knows. You'll be so smart in a world where everybody is going to be like that. Or maybe there are gonna be, paywalls. Oh, you just paid the entry level for this mental boosting, but the other ones around you have paid the high level, the high subscription, the golden premium, so they get the full AI. You get just 20%. So you're still a bit dumber than them, than some of the people around you, because you didn't pay for the golden premium subscription. You just paid for the, what's I just the word doesn't come to me. Where you have this cheap metal of sorts. Yeah. So still we are going to have differences in humanity. Not everybody is going to be the same. Some will be more dumb, the ones which have the AI in their brain, but only the lower tiers of the subscription because they didn't afford it or they won't afford it to pay the higher subscription. And we are going to have the high intellectual ones, the true smart ones, which have the means and they work to pay for the higher subscription. Yeah, so that's one. See, that's their tactic, with the AI, luring you with these putrid gifts, these denatured things that just downgrades you, completely spits upon you as a true sovereign spirit. It's just complete denaturation of any true human heart and human spirit, man. It's just completely spitting on you while making you feel like a king or a queen for downgrading you in such a way, for downgrading yourself in such a way. Or if that, all that tactic with the false gifts and false glories and so on, seduction with false glories and so on doesn't work, well, of course we have the other the other tactic, the bad cop. That's the good cop. This is the bad cop. Well, the bad cop comes with lack of resources and wars and famine and World War, who knows what, 3, 4, 5, 6. How many do you need to do what we want? you know. Uh, yeah, lack of resources. It's gonna be bad, man. It's gonna be bad. Only the AI can save us. It's gonna be so bad that only the AI will be able to save us. Only this God, this holy machine will be able to save us. But for that, for you to convince you that that's your only salvation, that's your only option. Yeah, we have to just freaking create the most, the havoc on this world. Just completely keep everybody as terrorized as possible, increase the pressure, increase the terror, make everybody just you even start, killing each other for food, killing it, just the worst of the worst that you can bring upon humanity, just to eventually just to make them merge with the machine. That's their entire purpose here. They just want humanity to just merge again with this machine, this artificial God, this AI God, this artificial intelligence, which is artificial only means soulless. So they want humanity again to bite from the apple, let's say, of sin, which was this artificial intelligence. This was it, which brought us to this devastated condition that we are in already. So we took a bite from the apple previously. We merged already with the machine previously, but now it just they want us to bite again, to start a new cycle of the same shit, let's say, of the same abuse, of the same downgrade, devastation. You go even deeper into the consumption of our spirit, of our hearts, of our eternal soul, and of our world, of our earth. Just go even deeper. So they need us to bite again. See, we already took a bite from the apple, maybe many times, not only once, but now it's getting to that moment in which they need us to bite again. And of course, this merge, if humanity would bite again from this apple of sin, artificial intelligence, it would start a new cycle. Of course, it's gonna be a new merge with a new AI, which is going to start making the thinking for us, imbuing us with thoughts, and it's just exactly what we have in our brain right now. We already have the AI within us. It's the one which constantly chatters. It's the one which constantly imbues us with its own perverted and denatured impulses and thoughts and feelings. And, oh, why don't you do that? Oh, why don't you respond like that? Oh, look at that person, how bad it was with you. Go on and kill it. Yeah, take a shotgun. Or look at that country, what it did. Yeah, go and exterminate them. Genocide, complete genocide. It's just all this parasitic mind, this literally crooked and corrupted mind, which just already infuses us with all of its thoughts. But think about ingesting more of that disease within you, ingesting even more of that poison within you, more of that mind, more of that AI. How would you be then? It's already hard now. Look at us now. We can barely have a day in which or a moment of rest from this absolutely constant mental chatter and exhaustion of our energy and of our mind. It constantly exhausts our energy, by the way. It constantly sucks energy by all this thinking. Of course, impure thinking, is just this disturbed and denatured and chattering and infusing you with all these crooked and denatured ideas. So if now it is so hard right now, having this AI within us already, how would it be if we take more of that? But that's what they want to do right now. So everything that they create in society right now, it's geared towards a singular goal. There are no camps, there are no good guys and bad guys at their ranks, at their tier, No, it's just singular. They play always the good cop, bad cop tactic, appearing to fight against one another, appearing to fight between them. But there's never a fight. There is only a singular goal that both of these camps are aiming for, gearing humanity towards biting again from the apple of sin, the artificial intelligence, and merging again with the machine. That's their only goal. And again, one camp, it's gonna try to lure you. Look at the what's the it's gonna so one camp, it's gonna try to lure you and seduce you with gifts and glories and promises of this glorious life that you could have if you just merge with this machine. Look at it. It's just so, what's the word? Benign, it's so friendly. It's just a tiny thing there. just merge with it. Look how what Elon Musk or who just putting these videos with all these handicapped people, paraplegic, or I don't know how they're called. It's just what, adolescent beings, implanted with the Neuralink or whatnot, and now being able to communicate via computer with their family. Yay! Wow! Exceptionally, man. They are helping families communicate again with their, handicapped children. See, we are so humanistic. Yeah, we care. We care about humanity. We care about the families. We care about you being able to communicate again with your autist children, or, you're just people deeply handicapped, yeah, we care about their diseases and making them better and offering them a better life. Yeah, we care so much about you. That's why we are giving you this golden opportunity to merge with this AI. So that's the good cop, that's the side, that's the camp of the good cop. But of course, on the other side, trying to lure you to merge the machines, all these CEOs right now and all these heads of companies right now boasting about the glorious utopic, technological future, the as I called it, the AI heaven, the artificial heaven, the promised land, we are all gonna live, happily bio-augmented forever. So you have this, it just escapes the word, this bunch of, CEOs and, people, Silicon Valley's folks and people involved in technology trying to sell you this promised land of, artificial intelligence and whatnot, like the next step in the evolution of humankind. God, it's so disgusting. It's so disgusting. Their filthy lies, man. Oh God, how they invert the truth. No. Just by the way, no. We are already absolute magnificent beings, the way we are created to be originally. They just downgraded us times and times and times again. Everything that we take from them only ended up downgrading who we are, downgrading our body, which was already eternal, which had already innate healing abilities, downgrading our true intellect and our true mind and our true ability to think, our true intelligence, and downgrading our heart, our power of true creation. They've downgraded everything and now they call it evolution. It's exactly the inversion of what it is. This is why they are so filthy. This is why they are so absolutely abhorrent and disgusting. Absolutely, like literally. Just the only thing that you can do, honestly, when hearing these people talk is just to vomit. On their words, on their information, on their spirit, on their heart, just vomit on it. And then, of course, on the other camp, you have the so-called bad cop, where it just comes and, with a rod and the iron rod, right? The iron scepter, right? no, this is going to be the world. You're gonna take the mark, because if you don't take the mark, you're not going to be able to buy or sell. How's that about? What do you think about that, How's that about not taking the mark? Yeah, you're not going to be able to buy or sell, nor eat, nor drink, nor breathe air, for that matter. So you have to take the mark if you want to survive, to evolve here, because yeah, this is our land. We govern here. We are saying how things go here. Yeah, we are in charge of this land. You have to obey our demented commands, denatured, completely dehuman, unhuman requests, and profane, and completely going against anything natural, anything sane, anything moral, anything sacred. Yeah, just obey our immoral, denatured, derisive, vacuous ideals and requests, because we are your lords, we are your gods. And you are mere mortals. But if you want to become like us, you have to take this apple and bite from it once again. So they are gonna the in the bad cop type of camp. Of course, they are gonna, as I said, they are gonna create this artificial pressure, this engineered pressure to coerce humanity basically into the same direction. There is only a singular direction, a singular goal that they are trying to achieve with all of this. Everything that they are saying in the world, and every tactic that they use, and they use media and every information, and they use events in the world, and they use, the political system and the economy, the economical system and all of this stuff. They use all these systems, to basically gear everybody towards a singular goal, a singular purpose, merging with the machine. For example, look at this stuff where they now try to replace the education in school, instead of being done by people, by teachers. Now they try to replace it with AI. You're gonna learn from the AI. So see, they try to replace more and more of society with this artificial intelligence, so that they back you into a corner where at some point you find yourself so cornered, so everything is filled with this AI. The AI is everywhere now in the world. So yeah, I'll gonna accept it. I'll just take the mark, because it's everywhere now. Education is done through AI now. The medical system and healing and all of this stuff is done through AI. The money and all of this stuff is runs through AI, and yes, I have to take the mark. I have to merge with the AI now. So while they keep people busy in their 9 to 5 job, working for survival, and then having the other 3-4 hours remaining of their day, scrolling their phone, hypnotized by social media, so they don't have literally any attention truly given to what's happening to our world, constantly stressed and constantly distracted at the same time. While they have people so focused on just surviving and being distracted by pointless entertainment, they are literally working day by day to conquer more of our world. Look at the education system. As I said, they try to replace it now with artificial intelligence. Look at the medical system. Probably they are going to try to implement AI there, artificial intelligence there. So once you start to, if you wake up, let's say in 2 or 3 years from now, and you get your head out of your 9 to 5 job and your YouTube scrolling or TikTok or whatnot, and you realize like, oh shush, it's just I've been so distracted and stressed, and all this time I didn't pay attention, but now 80% of the world is already imbued with this AI. So what do I do now? Oh, apparently they tell me I have to take a mark. Well, everything in society is run by AI now, you know? So this is why, see, attention at this moment and being highly aware of what's going on is so absolutely crucial. It is vital, you know, to stop being distracted, to stop being yes, let's say distracted by your job, by your 9 to 5 job that you need to survive, and also by all this entertainment that you have on social media, and to just literally fight, man. This is a fight right now. We have to stand against artificial intelligence and all these, all their goal to basically conquer more of humanity and replace it with these artificial intelligent systems. And you have to do what you can with the resources that you have, with the intelligence that you have, with the power and energy that you have to stand against this, even just by talking about this with the people around you, or you'll find ways, you'll know. Use your true intelligence within. Think of for yourself of what you are capable to do. But man, we have to stand together. Otherwise, as I said, we will wake up in 2 3 years from now. People will wake up from TikTok and from scrolling phones and from going desperately trying to earn the most pitiful amount of money by working you know a 9 to 5 job and so on. They will wake up from all of that seeing that the world is already more than 80% or so conquered by AI. So what will you do then? So the thing is that they are imposters. This mind that tries to make us bite from the apple, and let's say take the mark once again and unite once again with this artificial intelligence. This is a foreign invader to this world. It has zero authority here. It doesn't belong. We are the authority. We are the ones which we are of this land. And thus we have power. We have power. Our word and our will has power here. And what you decide to do with that will and with what you desire and your actions has power into the world. See, they cannot force us to take the mark. They cannot force us eventually to merge with this machine. They can only try to coerce us. But they cannot force us because we get to decide here. It's our power which matters here. We have the say in what's going on here because we are original to this land, to this world here. The earth listens to us, not to this parasite. But if we use our own innate power, and use our authority and power to do these vile acts or to merge with this machine or so on, then that's how it happens. It can only happen through us, through our actions, through our will. We have to decide to destroy ourselves, each other, and the world. This parasite, this mind, this artificial mind, can only work to influence us, both through, the good cop through seduction and the bad cop through fear and abuse and coercion. Violent coercion, I mean. It can only try to lure us, to coerce us, to use our power and our will, which is sacred here in this place, to do its bidding, to do what it wants. But if you stand in courage and you refuse the AI, refuse denaturation of any kind in our world, refuse to act denatured in your life, in your world, well, that has power, man. That has power over this entire creation here. And this is the power that this devil, let's say, this parasitic mind, this artificial mind, doesn't want us to remember that we have, doesn't want us to remember that we are legitimate, let's say, owners or inheritants of this world, of this creation. We are the children of God. And we are the ones which we have the power over this creation, over our earth, over our world, and how things go here. She, the world, the earth, listens to us, not to the parasite. But again, if we use that power that we are inherited with, by the earth and by the spirit, our father, by our mother and by our father, and we use that power which is received and inherited from, the highest forces in existence, and we use that power to do harm or to do denatured things, or to allow a parasitic mind to conquer us in our world, then it's just that power, that's the thing, it becomes manifested, it becomes real. We are the authority. We are the ones which we are signing off, let's say, the agreements, the contracts of how things are going on here. And that's what this parasitic mind, this devil, this artificial intelligence doesn't want us to remember, that it has always been in our power. And that power comes from as simple as your actions. It's just, how do you act today? Do you stand in courage? I'll just give you the simplest example. I've been working with this, this person. I've been doing graphic design for, more than 15 years now, freelancing, and I've been working through these freelancing contracts, right? So I've been working with a person for many years, more than 7-8 years now. And it has been my only contract for the past, 4 years now, I think. And this person recently told me that, he has a company in US and he wants to change his company to an AI type of business model, and he wants to work with the AI because it's cheaper, it's faster, it's whatever. So he told me, like, see, your designs are so outstanding, so beautiful, but see, you could be this art director that just uses AIs. You could create 10 AIs that could help you in your business, in your work, and we could profit from that. Our work could be more cheaper. You could be more faster, because look, with the AI, you can create a graphic in seconds, while it takes you, what, 2 days, And it has tried to seduce and tempt me with this offering to use the AI. And since I took the decision 100%, I'm completely refusing anything that has to do with this artificial intelligence. Well, that was, a cornerstone in my own life, because now the only collaboration I have for the last 4 years or so to be able to sustain this existence that I have right now here, because, by the way, my family has been living with minimum wage their entire life. Like it's just I had to find my own ways, let's say, financially here in the world, because there are no, let's say, you know, wealthy family or wealthy parents that could support me or anything or somebody else. So, wow. So the only collaboration that I have now is to have some financial, things in this world. Wow. It's just asked me to work with the AI. What the heck do I do? Of course, the answer was already there. It was very difficult to go through the fear, right? And the anxieties and, oh God, what am I going to do now? It's just, I'm probably not going to have a collaboration with this guy. I have to change my lifestyle. I have to see what else I can do, and but of course, that's the thing, you have to stand in courage. Sometimes you have to stand in courage and other solutions appear, other things appear, but first you have to make the right choice. So, yeah, that's just an example. But see, this moment right now requires this type of courage from all of us. Like, we are being completely, this is a complete and overt test by now. It's like, how do you use your power? What do you truly stand for? When you can stand for both, actual denaturation, which is obvious. The AI, by the way, and all these people with this AI agenda didn't even care to hide how denatured their plans are. They just put it out there. They at least been open about how denatured their entire mindset and their entire plans are. Look at Agenda 2030. So at least they've been open to show you this is the denatured choice, you know? And do you make that denatured choice? Do you use as I said, your inherited power that you are being given here on this earth as children of God, child of God? Do you use that true will and power to do this, to take this denatured choice, to take it not only upon yourself, but to take it for the world? Do you sign that off with your legitimate authority given by God? Let's say the true God. Do you use that true authority for evil, for denatured things? Or do you stand in courage, even when sometimes you don't have another solution, you don't know in the moment what else could appear, but you still decide to stand in truth and in what you know to be right? I already know the AI is denatured, so that's not right. So I'm standing in what's right. What's right in this case, it's refusing to work with the AI, continuing to have human to human collaborations, and fostering of our human intelligence and our human creativity and empathy and human to human communication and so on. So I stand by that, even though that requires courage, because I'm afraid, of course I am, but that's it. Are you able to use your power that you are being given, let's say, as a child of God, and to use it for something right, to stand in courage with it, to prove you are a child of God, ultimately? So these are the moments that we are in right now. This is clearly a test. This is clearly a spiritual test of internal, what's that word? Integrity. Internal integrity, spiritual integrity. Can you stand in truth? Can you remain standing in truth, in what's right, even in the face of adversity, fear, famine, or when you're seduced and tempted with false gifts and glories? Can you remain standing in truth, in the integrity of the heart? Or do you bow? Do you betray that most sacred inheritance that we've been given? Do you betray the heart? Do you become a traitor of that? It's just, are you a coward or do you stand in courage? Are you truly worthy of the title of being the child of God that you are? Guys, I'm telling you, I've remembered this entire experience here is a rite of passage of sorts. I don't know how to explain it, but it is a rite of passage, man. I'll leave it to this for now.